Good morning and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View this Wednesday morning, Wednesday the 26th of April. Less than a month to go until the end of the football season. But don't worry, there's a World Cup to watch this summer, and we will be here through the summer as always. We don't do walking away, not in the summertime anyway. Celtic in the running. There are a couple of players right now that just aren't doing it, are they? Let's be really honest. Players like Tam, they checked out, and I would even say Yang. Yang's not performing the way that he has done over the course of the season, even though that he's in there for Player of the Season. Who would you play up front this weekend? Specifically this weekend, because we have a home game, and Yang's not within that home game. Could that be the time to bring in a young Callum Osmond into the team? Would you bring Callum Osmond into the team? Does he get some game time this weekend? Do you start with Kelechi Iheanacho, or do you revert back to Tam the Czech? Or do you just keep Dyson Maeda up front since he scored that early goal with his pace, not so much his physicality? And I wonder if you could... I wonder if AI could make the perfect player. The height of Tam the Czech, the physicality of Iheanacho, the speed of Dyson Maeda, and the touch of Henrik Larsson. That would combined would be the ultimate football player, wouldn't it? So tell me in the comments section this morning, who do you start up front this weekend? Do you start with Tam the Czech? Let's talk about him first of all. He's not really done it up front. He's not really set the heather on fire. I mean, let's compare Tam the Czech to Adam Idah. Now, when Adam Idah came in the winter transfer window, I predicted that Adam Idah would score 9 goals because he had scored 9 goals getting hardly any game time at Norwich. And then you're thinking, he's bound to be able to score at least a minimum of 9 goals for Celtic with the amount of chances. And he did, coming off the bench. He scored 9 goals. That makes Adam Idah better than Tam the checked out. So do you start with him? I would say no this weekend. Do you start with Kelechi Iheanacho? Can he see out a full 90-minute game? That's the big question over his fitness. The fact that he's been out quite a big chunk of this season. Does he have the stamina to be able to last 90 minutes of a game? He's told Martin O'Neill that he's at his prime as a player, and Martin O'Neill says if this is you at your prime, it's amazing. When it comes to Dyson Maeda, we all know what Dyson can do up front, but you've got to say, the ball kind of, you've got to be in the right place to score the goal. Do you keep Dyson Maeda up front to start a game? That would mean keeping certain players out on the wing. We need to be playing our best team between now and the end of the season. How do we manage to get in Callum Osmond? Because Callum Osmond will need game time. We need to make sure that he is back in the fold with the team. That he gets his touch back, so that he's not waiting until pre-season. I hope that we can find a way to just get him some minutes on the pitch, and hopefully he can start scoring a couple of goals as well. So it's a difficult one, and thank God it is Martin O'Neill that's going to make the decision on Friday or Saturday morning. I'll probably make it on Friday. And we'll jump into the comments. I think Yang's been doing fine, says Chilpill. Yeah, he's been doing fine, but as a winger, when you're getting replaced by James Forrest, it's a bit of a slap in the face, mate. Come on. You're getting replaced by a pensioner. James Forrest should be a good winger. This is my argument for the whole Yang situation with James Forrest. A good winger is not letting James Forrest anywhere near the pitch. Do you know? And we know Yang's sort of he's got it in him, but he's not got it in him, if you know what I mean. But anyway, it is all about opinions. He then goes on to say that Big Tam, not Big Tam, he's hopeless. Any striker should be on at least 20 goals a season with the chances created and the possession we have. Yes, exactly. And how many goals? I mean, there's no strikers that are anywhere near double figures, are there? Is there? I think Johnny Kenny was the closest one to being near double figures, and he went out on loan till the end of the season. I wonder how many Callum Osmond could start scoring coming on as a third choice striker for Celtic if he ever makes the bench. It's not happening. We are in a scrap. I see Big Tam playing his part because Martin O'Neill knows what his attributes are. At this late stage of the season, a big tall striker that's not in the 6 yard box, that's not banging in at least a goal every 2 or 3 games. We're not getting that return from Tam the Czech. Hence the reason he was dropped. Hence, you've got to say, Martin O'Neill put it down to rotation. Martin O'Neill knew that we had to score goals at Hampden. Tam the Czech can hold it up, he can pull away out wide, and it can make space for runners. You need a striker in the box. We need someone in to bang in goals. The late show cannot continue until the end of the season. Scoring 4 goals in extra time. We need to. If we've got any aspirations to winning the league this year, got to remember that every other team in Scotland that we'll play between now and the end of the season had a free week. They had a full week off, full weekend off. They could rest, recuperate. They could try out tactics, everything that coaches want to be able to do at this time of the season. Ultimately, the coaches would love to have been in the Scottish Cup semi-finals because they know that it's a trophy that it's a fantastic trophy to win in Scotland. But they ultimately want to try and win the league as well, with the other 2 teams in question. And having that free week could be a little bit of a Brucey bonus for them. You never know. But we'll wait and see. With extra time and injury time, Kelechi played an hour. He starts and then Osman comes on the 65th minute. The team that finished on Saturday should start the game this weekend. I'm done with caution. Get our best 11 on. Exactly, Gav boy. That's my sentiments. I'm done with caution. Get our best 11 on from the start. Work around that. Whatever happens. Better having a go now. We need to be scoring at least 1 or 2 goals in the first half. This team and the way that it seems to close in on itself, the lack of confidence, the loss of confidence during a game when we go 1-0 up and even 2-0 up and our backs are against it. It's not a big Celtic thing, is it? I mean, we are kind of it's easier holding on to a lead than chasing a deficit. It is that. I hope Jamesy gets at least 1 more season. Martin O'Neill's getting close to what the best 11 should be now, based on who can give it 90 or 60 minutes. My only complaint is that Benji Negrin will lose us the title by playing in midfield instead of using him on the left wing. That's an interesting one. I don't think that he's an out-and-out winger. I think he's probably better playing just inside the winger. The way the position that Callum McGregor used to play years ago. When there was 4 in midfield. He's not out on the touchline. He's not a winger, but he's just inside. I think that's Benji Negrin's better position rather than a winger. I don't think he has the pace to be a winger, to be fair. Kells should be confident after Sunday. Start him this weekend. James Forrest is the best winger at the club. He is the best winger at the club. And that's a sad state of affairs. Having to rely on James Forrest is all fine and well, but what happens next year if he gets another season at Celtic? Are we still going to have to be relying on James Forrest? I don't know. It's Tenecti. No, Tenecti's rotten. Tenecti was just... I don't know what's happened to that boy. And no, I do know what's happened to him because he's never been... He's not a team player. I think that in all the games, I've maybe seen him give the ball to Kieran Tierney once or twice. Do you know when Kieran Tierney's done the overlap? He tries to do too much himself. He tries to be the big I am rather than doing the easy things. And football's not a hard game. If you do the easy things well, you know, he's not even taking on players now. He's turning back. He's starting to be as bad as Yang, as sort of, your wingers aren't taking on players. They're not running forward as much as what they should be. Yang does it to an extent, but he's not the answer. It's going to be an interesting summer. Nobody's looking for mass changes. Just do what's obvious. When did we start talking more about impact players before the best starting 11? I don't think that we're talking about impact players now. I think we are at the stage where, Martin O'Neill's got a decision to make. Is Tam the Czech better than Kelechi Iheanacho? On form, I'd say Kelechi's the better player. He's more chance of being in the. He's got more chance of being in the 6 yard box and putting the ball in the back of the net. Let's be honest. Callum Osmond coming into the mix might put Tam the checked out way down the pecking order. You never know if say this weekend Martin O'Neill goes with Kelechi Iheanacho, and then it gets to the point of the game, and say we're winning 1-0, 2-0. Say we're winning 2-0, and it's getting to the later stage of the game, and he goes, do you know what? I'm going to bring young Osman on to get him some game time, just to get the feeling back in his legs. And say young Osman comes on and scores a cracking goal. Straight on the pitch scores. And you're like, well, wait a minute. He's in and around the box. He's doing what strikers should be. Tam the checked out goes a wandering too much for me. He goes meandering about, and yes, it's maybe a good thing. And for the height of Tam the checked out, he doesn't have the physicality. Now you're saying, well, you're on about bringing on Osmond. He's not got the physicality. He's even smaller than Tam the Czech. For a big guy, Tam the Czech gets bullied. For a big, tall lad, he gets bullied something rotten. And I fear going into the remainder of the season that if you were to go with Tam the checked out, I don't think that he has it in him for the fight. He might think he has, but I would rather try out Osmond with a little bit of pace. You never know. Maeda up top now until the end of the season. Ooh, and then bring on Kells after 65 minutes. When Maeda is taking away the legs of the opponents and the centre backs. That's had. Yeah, maybe it's an interesting one, but Benji Negrin is an inside wire, KT and Sriracha to overlap. They would need to overlap on a regular basis, because Czech, we won't score goals. Yeah, if I play the Czech, we won't score goals. It's Maeda to the end of the season now, as striker. That much is totally clear. Ooh. Paulo Di Frodio. Tonight is too greedy. Not fussed about who starts as long as we win. Don't expect good performances from this team. It is beyond this squad. That's an interesting one, Mikey boy, because before this season, there's a lot of players that have been here and played in teams that have played fantastic football. You've still got quite a core of the team you've still got players that Ange Postecoglou brought to the club, and nobody was kind of complaining about the football under Ange, maybe in Europe, but on a domestic level, you always knew that the Ange's team was going to be a fast attacking team that would hunt down goals at every opportunity. Seems to be the players that they've brought in are just nowhere near as good, and that's the way that Celtic might be going in the future. Not all foreign players can cut it in the SPFL, so much for being a worse league. This is all the top of the table now. Their fitness will be up there, and it can make changes, just like us teams. These last 5 games, the five won't run. Yeah, the last 5 games are giving me the fear now, to be honest. Now that we've got the Scottish Cup out of the way, Lauren says the team picks for itself: Sinisalo, Ralston, Trusty, Scales, Sriracha. Interesting that you're dropping Kieran Tierney, when I think that Kieran Tierney's crossing is a bit better than Sriracha. Oxley Chamberlain, Benji Negrin, and Arne Engels, Yang, Inicho, Dies Maida, Alistair Johnson gets some minutes, Osmond. Oh, you're completely just throwing out the core of the team, Lauren. And that's interesting. Two players that. It's funny how you're dropping the two players that really get to that really know how to win titles. I think that it's between now and the end of the season, you need to start Kieran Tierney. You need to start Oxley Chamberlain. You need to start Callum McGregor. I don't know exactly where. I mean, Ralston. Ralston's been there and done it as well. He knows how to win league titles. He's been there. He's done it under numerous managers. And he's also lost a league title with Lenny. But it's these players that know what it takes, and they have to be in and around the team somewhere. Big Tam gets tossed about like a loose strand of spaghetti. The young strikers should be working one-to-one with Kelechi, as he does exactly what striker needs to do. I think that young Osmond will be a better striker for Celtic than Kelechi Iheanacho. That's my prediction for next season. If young Osmond gets the run of games that I expect him to do next season, I think that young Osmond coming off the bench over the course of the season will score 10 goals next year. I'm not panicking, mate. Not at all. We're just picking out what players are good to the end of the season, and it's time to start thinking about the league again because it's back this weekend. A striker is only good as the service he gets, and Tam hasn't received the service. Well, you've had Yang and Dies Maida on the wing. Don't know. He's had service, but we've been rank rotten in the front three. KT looks dead on his feet to me. I'd leave him for the harder split games. McGregor's not fit and is playing safe. That won't work in the last 5 games. I think McGregor's game time. You have to start McGregor. Don't know. That's one thing. Even if Calmac doesn't see out the majority of games, he needs to start because he knows how to motivate a team. I mean, it doesn't matter if he's not. Tam missed 3 sitters against Dundee. Yes, he did that. But anyway, back with the press conference, and on Friday it'll be interesting to see what he says about the game last weekend and about the running and about what players. More importantly, it'll be interesting to see what players are 100% fit and what players are in chance with getting a starting position. Let's just take a few more comments. Baz, we are saving our best performances for the Huns and Hearts games. Are we saving our best performances? When you think about the fitness queens up. When you look at the best performances of the season, our best performances have been in Europe. Can we have games like we have? Every single game for this team now should be played as if it was a Europa Cup game. Iniacho, Maeda, Benji Negrin just behind them. Yep. Tam's howling. Punt. Ay. He's had enough chances. Big Tam would be great for the last 10 minutes of a game. He runs in the channels and pushes centre backs and the chaos football. Yeah, but then you've nobody in the middle. You need to be playing two strikers up front then. If you're going to have someone but that can pull them out wide. Anyway, that's me done and dusted for this morning. Got stuff to do today. Let's see what today brings Celtic news wise. Who would you play? Tell me in the comments if you're watching this back. Would you play Tam the checked out or Kelechi Iheanacho up front? And how much game time will Callum Osmond get between now and the end of the season? On that note, have an absolutely fantastic day, Celtic fans, wherever you are, all around the world.